First, you evaluate, the end-to-end experience from pricing, load tender, all the way to billing and payments. Pricing is a big one. We've seen a lot of product development and algorithms and partnerships or tooling in that space, like the green screens of the world. Then we look at, load tendering. EDI needs to be retired. I can't believe we're still on this technology, but whether you have to work with a partner to implement EDI or converting email to load tender, those type of technologies, which is really just like data entry. It's mundane work. It's not really adding value in terms of, having the human in the loop in that order creation process. You can go down to appointment scheduling is the next piece after a load tender. So how do we automate that? Just the process of even figuring out what appointments are ideal, transit time, putting in requests is a lot of double entry across systems, a lot of opportunity there. Once an appointment is fully booked, we're talking about allocating either your driver or finding a carrier to cover it. So how do we optimize that experience, narrow down to the most likelihood of a carrier that you may have worked with or driver that fits that load, least amount of time to convert on that. So you've got the Parades of the world that help with some of the brokerages, and then obviously some of the larger brokerages have their own technology in that space for automation. More on the outbound and inbound call process. And then payments, making sure that you've got all the documentation, that it gets sent out in time, that you're following up on the accessorials, etc. So there's a lot of touch points along that process where there's so much double entry and data and time spent actually looking for information that's just available in fragmented processes that would bring a lot of value to an operations team. And looking across all those different functions, you'll see that there are very specific providers, sometimes multiple providers that you may use to serve those particular use cases. And we see that just with the depth of the nuances in supply chain and workflows, that those companies go really deep in providing a value to brokers and carriers in a way that generalists couldn't support from a technology perspective.